Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, the Eternal Rangers final campaign. So we're no longer technically in the preview, where the campaign is officially launched. This is day 1/day 2. It launched officially yesterday, but this is the second full day, first full day. So we got a bunch of stuff that got unlocked. We know what's in the set, how much it costs, all that. We kind of have speculations on what's coming and everything. I'll probably drop a couple of these videos. So, like, just right up on the bat, this goes until February 27th. So it's almost a month-long campaign. So I might drop a couple more videos throughout the campaign, but I'm not going to go daily ones because I don't think we're going to unlock enough stuff every single day to do a video every day. But we might do like 3-4 days, see what new stuff got added. Let's go ahead and hop in and look at this. So, from our core set, we already knew we were getting some stuff. We know we're getting the Mystic Force team. Red, yellow, blue, pink, green. So if you watched either of my previous two videos, which I will link in the description of this as well, where I did previews, or you can alternatively, if you are on Facebook, some people aren't, that's why I thought this would be a great thing to do, is on the Facebook Power Rangers Here, the Grid official page. They have previews for all the cards that they came off. So we got Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, and Pink Ranger got fully revealed. Blue Ranger was missing the sculpt and a couple of the cards. We haven't seen the Green Ranger yet, so we don't know what's in Xander's deck. But we know we knew we were getting these 5 characters already. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, you can check out the link. I have the cards for them. If they show off more previews, I'll add that to one of the other videos as we find more about this. And then here's, of course, their 5 cards that we knew we were going to be getting, obviously. Then we had 3 other Rangers that we knew we were getting as well. The Adam Park Black Ninja Ranger, so it adds our first Ninja Ranger team. Blue Turbo Ranger, so it gives us our second to third Turbo Ranger, because technically we also have Phantom Ranger, but we have Tommy Oliver as the Red Ranger. And then we have the Cosmic Fury Zenith Ranger, Zacho. Of course, Blue Ranger is Justin. But yeah, it was Zacho, so now we have a Dino Fury with Izzy and a Cosmic with Zago. So we have one for that officially fills out having, except for some comic book teams, we have officially at least one character from every single team. It might be an actual Ranger, might be a 6th Ranger, or an alt Ranger, but at least there's someone representative of every single team. But you're gonna notice we're missing a couple of characters. So we previewed Yale and Zordon as well in the previous videos. They're apparently not in the main box. They're going to be stretch goals. So that's kind of cool. So at least we know we're getting... It's nice to know it means we are for sure getting other Rangers in the stretch goals. It might just be those 2, but hopefully that means there's possibility for some other ones. So here's their cards. You also notice there's 5 cards in here. So this is a really cool thing they did. They added TJ Johnson is the Turbo Red Ranger. Is an alternate to Tommy, and Ming Quan, the Mighty Morphin Yellow, who's the daughter of Trini, who is in the Forever Rangers, or Once and For Always a Ranger movie or TV special. So it's really cool. So we got their playable cards. You can swap out their decks to have these new characters. They did this in the last set when we had the Mega Force Ranger, because he had to be able to use cards from other Rangers to make his deck, so he can switch to other characters as well. And we got like alternate Phantom Ranger, alternate Magnet Defender, and alternate Green Ranger with Matthew Cook. So now we have an alternate Red Ranger and an alternate Yellow Ranger as well. So that's pretty cool that we're getting some alternate characters there. Plus, if you had Turbo, you could, if you didn't want to play as Tommy, you could play as TJ, and you could have Tommy as a different thing as well. Or again, if you want to have a different Yellow Ranger. So that's pretty cool. So we got 90 combat cards. And I kind of wrote down some of the breakdowns for this. We have 10 Rangers per cards. So it's 5 Mystic Rangers, 50 cards. The 3 Extra Rangers, which we saw, which is 30 cards. It's 80 cards. So 10 cards left over. Assumption, meaning that we're getting 5 for TJ and 5 for Ming. Again, this would kind of follow the previous ones when they released them, where we got 4 cards for one character, 4 cards for the other, and we only got 2 for the Green Ranger, but that's because the Green Ranger already has such an alternate deck, so it didn't make sense to do that. But here we could have 3 cards each, so like 2 copies, and then like a single like power weapon, or signature or team attack or something like that. So you could have 3 different cards, but 2 copies, and a single copy. That's presuming that's what we have. The extra 10 cards could be something different. Um, Not for sure. They could have a full other 10 card deck for something else, like Cosmic Fury, Zenith Ranger could be a bunch of could be 10 Dino keys or something, and then just assume you're gonna swap out the other 2 characters. We don't know for sure, and even here they only show the characters we've already seen. Cool. And then we have a ton of Zords. We have 15 Zord cards and 19 Megazords. They're going hog wild with this. So we know we have the 5 Mystic Ranger Zords, the Blue Turbo Zord, and the Cosmic Zenith. So we have 8 remaining Zords. Don't know what the 8 remaining Zords are going to be. I'm assuming they're not counting stretch goal characters that we know are coming. And again, they show the 5 Mystic and the Cosmic Dragon for Zenith Ranger. Now you're like, what about the Ninja Black Ranger? They already did the Ninja Zords and the Shogun Zords, which could have been the follow-up to the Ninja Zords, in promo sets. So I can't see them re-releasing that. So that might be the only character that doesn't directly have a Zord, but I imagine they'd at least give a Black Ranger a Zord, so that way you could use him with that. But I can't say for sure. They might do something different. I'm hoping they're not just gonna throw like the Ninja promo cards or something in there, because lots of people have been collecting already own them. Yeah, so who knows what other 8 ones they're going to do. Because again, even with TJ, they could go an alternate one for him, because there might have been a different one that Tommy didn't have. So they could do an alternate one for him. Ming didn't really have a different one. She just had the same Zord, Sabertooth Tiger Zord. So yeah, not for sure what they're going to do with all of them, unless the Mystic Rangers have alternate Zords. That'd be, if they each had an alternate Zord, that'd be an extra 5 possibly, and then Zenith could have another 1 or 2. So there could be something there. So hopefully they show some of these off during the campaign, and we usually get lots of good spoilers. The 19 Megazords is nuts though. So they're basically just, one speculation is they made sure they created a Megazord for every single team. And that's very possible. So like we are probably missing some from a couple. But the ones we can see here, from left to right, we have RPM Ultra Megazord, or RPM Ultra Zord, which is from RPM of course. So we're getting one for them, or another Zord for them. That's cool. The Claw Armor Megazord, which is from Samurai. So we only had Lauren Shiba from the original Shattered Grid set. So yeah, now we're getting a Samurai Megazord, which is kind of cool. The Megazord, which is from the comic books. It's like an ultra powerful, souped up original Megazord. So I think that's the Heroes of, or the Shattered Grid symbol down there in the bottom corner. Then we have the Ninja Ultra Megazord. So now we're going to have taking the Ultra Zord and mixing it with the Ninja Megazord, which is pretty cool. We have a bunch of other ones with promos from that before. The Mega Grave Zords. We had the Grave Zord from, that was tied with Ranger Slayer, Kimberly, from the world of the Coinless and Draken. She had the Graveyard Zords. Now we're getting the Graveyard Megazord. We have the Rescue Megazord, which is Turbo. So I'll go great with Tommy, TJ, and Justin for their Turbo Zord. Then we have the Titan Megazord, which is the Mystic Ranger. So we have 11 remaining Zords. It's a lot of extra characters and extra cards. But so many Zords have alt combinations. Like, we've got a lot of the alternate stuff for the Mighty Morphin. Like, we've gotten all the auxiliary Zords. We've got, like, all the different things. They really have a lot of stuff for that. So there's also some of the other ones that probably have some really cool ones. You might get something neat with, like, the Cosmic or the Dino Fury Zords that mix together. That may be kind of neat. Yeah, but who knows? Again, we're waiting to see these reveals. Alright, then we have bad guys. We've already had some previously mentioned ones, but we didn't have all their sculpts for them. But we have Master Zed, who's in the Cosmic Fury. He came after that when he powered up. Final Drakon, who's from Mighty Morphin slash comic books. So we're getting a newer version of him, who's going to be a little bit harder. And then the Death Rangers from the comic books as well, but he's the Omega Rangers, so they get like a full-on boss as well. Some more ones that were cool and surprising. We had Emperor Grum from SPD and Madame Odious from Ninja Steel. So again, this is also something people are hoping for, and ties with this stuff, with what's in the core set here and what comes out in stretch goals, is we're hoping to maybe get at least a monster or a boss from every season, at least one or the other. Or a nemesis possibly, but like some creature from every single season, so that way, like, as we're starting to design stuff as a community, because that's one of the big things about it, you can design things, is if you have at least something from everything, you can kind of see maybe how the villain should fluctuate in there, as well as seeing how the rangers should work. We also have Evil Dino Fury Blue Ranger, who I don't think is actually a mastermind. I think he's going to be a nemesis, but we haven't seen any of his cards to be for sure. But Nemesis seems to be kind of more like the, not the high-ranking guys, these like the sub-level guys, the monster-level guys, but they're a little bit more reoccurring monsters. So I can definitely see this. I would love to, honestly, with that as a stretch goal idea, I would love to see a Nemesis Golgar. I think that would be cool. Then we have some monsters. So we have Vapra, Nidra, Zangarang, and Poisandra. So the first two are from Time Force. So we're getting a tag team duo in there. I don't think they actually work together. We're getting those two both for Time Force, which is a popular series. Zergrain from Ninja Storm. So again, we're getting another character from another series. And Posandra from Dino Charge. Again, we're just starting to knock out some of them extra things. So you have 90 enemy cards. So 8 enemy cards per enemy, 4 bosses, 3 monsters, potentially 1 nemesis. So that's our 8 different characters. And they show 1 card from every character but the Dino Thunder. So that's why I think he might be a nemesis. But yeah, we can't really read what any of them say. You could try to suss it out, but I'm not going to. But then we're also getting 10 new Steam cards for the Mastermind mode. Mastermind mode was a really fun thing that came out in Psycho Rangers box set. So it lets a player play as the villain. And then they can kind of opt what cards they get to put down in what order instead of it being random. So it makes the bosses a little bit harder because you can kind of choose what goes where. As well as it had these Steam cards that they could play to like add in extra bonuses or mess with stuff. Like what's that? Zord Disruptor. Play when a Zord is revealed to immediately discard that Zord. I think that's what that says. Imagine how much that would suck. Now they have costs on there, which is a brand new thing. The original ones didn't have costs. So don't know if this is just a quick template error, like they're just copying the original cards and they just left them on there, or if they're doing something. There's speculation on this again from people, Facebook and Kickstarter comment section, if that's going to be something like maybe these are a little bit more powerful than the old ones and maybe they give energy back to the Rangers for doing it, or maybe the villain now has to have something good. But based on the last one, we had 10 cards. We had 6 different cards, which are shown here. We had 2 copies of 4 of them and 1 copy of 1. So I would guess it's probably the same thing. We'll get these 6 cards. 4 of these will have 2 copies of them, and 2 of them will only have 1 copy. So that's at least, again, based on what we previously knew. Alright, so here is some other stuff they're getting that is non-direct gameplay. We have the Eternal Rangers Player Compendium, a comprehensive collection of all the Heroes of the Grid rulebooks, scenarios, and frequently asked questions. That's really awesome. Obviously, rulebooks and facts are really great. The scenarios adding in there, to me, it's yay and yay. I love the fact everything being in one book is obviously great, but also if you've been one of the fan appreciation kits, you've had 2 books of scenarios, or which I know they've released more. Um, so it's kind of like now I'm going to have these other 2 books just sitting around, so I'm assuming this is going to add anything that came out afterwards. I would have either I almost prefer a 3rd scenario book, that way people that already owned it don't have to have it, but that's kind of sucks for people that didn't get the first, because then they have to go back and try and look them up. But they're all free to download anyhow. Or I would have preferred it would have almost been nice just to have like a full just scenario book too. But that's still pretty awesome. I'm not gonna complain about it. My gripes are very minor. The last 2 things we kind of have here are custom ranger and monster card toolkits. So editable digital files for you to create your own rangers and monsters. Monsters include all enemies. PSV, PNG, and PSD. So for Photoshop as well. That's more information we have. We don't have any exact specifics, but the fact they're giving us actual files so we can just download them instead of just being like, here's a screenshot, go ahead and copy this and do your own editing. That's pretty awesome. And then Jonathan Ying, who's the designer of the game, has designed her journal. 20-page rulebook with instructions on how to go about creating custom rangers and monsters. So it's going to be kind of like the tips and tools. Again, hopefully in the next month we'll start seeing maybe a little bit of sneak peek and preview. Like, I don't think you need to reveal everything, but just some idea of like what the thought process is behind it, and that'd be kind of cool. So that's all the base stuff. The Eternal Alliance pledge is $125. There's only currently, again, day 2, 1 pledge. There are no add-ons, nothing else. There are stretch goals, which we'll look at next, but nothing else. So that's pretty awesome. It's not a terrible price for what we're getting for everything. Plus, shipping's where it might affect a lot of people. But again, also being the last thing, who knows how long this is going to last, knows how much the stretch goal box would cost if they add that to their store later on. If they even do, they might not. Yeah, I don't know if there are going to be add-ons later on. They might. I personally, I can see why they wouldn't on one hand, because they're just trying to like wrap everything up. Then they'll have to make extra boxes, extra SKUs and stuff like that. But on the other hand, if they wanted to add, hey, we want to make full ranger teams, or finish off some ranger teams, or make some more ally packs, or instead of, even if it's just like, hey, we're going to add 5 brand new rangers, like one for like add a second ranger from every team, and add like 2 or 3 or a bunch of villains. I would almost like to have cool little boxes for them, so you can be like, oh, people can pick up again what they want, rather than having like this huge, mega, gigantic, 20-figure stretch goal box again. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so stretch goals for what we have so far. These are not in order of unlock. I kind of put the ones that are the least interesting to the most interesting stuff. So first off, we have an Eternal Rangers art print. So it's definitely an awesome picture having all the Rangers. It's a really cool thing. It's a 12 by 12, so it's pretty big. It's definitely really sweet. Again, some people don't care about the extra bonus stuff. They just want gameplay things. So there's that. Then we have 3 unlocks. The last one is the newest unlock as of right now, which hasn't been unlocked yet, but these are for the book. It's going to turn into, the companion is going to be hardcover version instead, which is nice. If you're going to have that much information, it's nice to have a little bit better. Backers' names will be listed in the book, which is a fun little extra bonus. And then the logo will become Golden Boss, which again, some people care about, some people don't. They add these kind of little stretch goals in there just to help out, but it's not bad. Oop, we have a blank slide. Alright, then we have this, which again, people may or may not care about. The 7 Mighty Morphing STL files, so if you can print these off. A lot of people don't have 3D printers, don't care about doing 3D printing, so this means absolutely nothing to have that to them. The same minis are inside the RPG box. They're a little bit smaller miniatures, but if you absolutely wanted to have these alternate poses, if you can't print them, you can always buy that as well. I did want to mention, though, the core Rangers are not available as STL files on the website. They do offer a lot of them for somewhere between like $4 to $6 for a lot of the enemies and some alternate Rangers and stuff as well that you can download and buy for STL files. but they did not have any of the stuff that is in the boxes that you can purchase. So just, it's kind of, if you're like, hey, I have a thing, I'd like to print these off, do some extra repaints, things like that, here's an option for you. Then the other thing we have on there is the 4 gold dice. The gold dice were originally packaged, there were 6 of them in the box. They're the Zeo Gold figure. Lots of people bought that when it came out. They got the extra dice. Then later on, they added the Gold Zeo Ranger into Allies Pack number 1, which doesn't have the dice thing. So some people maybe bought it that way and got all the other characters. They didn't want 2 Zeo Rangers, so they didn't buy the pack by itself. So they didn't have the extra specific dice. So this is a nice way for people to get it, the extra dice for that. And I guess if you already have it, now you'll have 10 dice. So that means you just have to go buy another, rest of all the other dice that have to 10 each. Alright, so then we have the Mighty Morphin Vintage Promo Card Set. So in the original Kickstarter, they made vintage versions, with like the old comic book style, in like the 90s, for the original Mighty Morphin Rangers from the core set, and the stretch goals, the white and green Ranger. Then, a couple years later, they released these cards as print-and-play cards. You could print these out. They're also vintage artwork. I think the artwork is actually, might be the same, might be different than the original ones. I don't remember. But they have all brand new abilities. So that's the thing. So now you could have the original Rangers and these ones as alt Rangers for the original Mighty Morphin. They also have alternate abilities. So that means you could have the regular Rangers, you could have these alt Rangers, you could have the Legacy Rangers, which were the second team, with like Adam and Rocky and Aisha and stuff if you want. For just the colored Rangers, you have their alternate abilities. But here's just alternate ones for the regular Mighty Morphin. And they're a little bit more wordy, they're a little bit crazier abilities. And some people say they're kind of more like in sync with like the Bulk and Skull ones. They kind of try to have a little bit more fun with them. I mean, look at Zach Taylor's. His ability is called Time for my Slamma Jamma Double Whamma Hip Hop It Cause You Can't Stop It Big Disgrace Cause It's in Your... And I can't even read the rest. But yeah, so these are just kind of like extra little fun abilities. I think they came out... some people are like, whatever, these are printer play. We could have got these originally. I don't know where to find these printers play anymore. So that's one thing. I have them saved on my computer so I can print them off if I need to. But also, I like having the fact you get physical cards for them. Alright, then our first character we have unlocked is Yale of Sarg, the Omega Blue Ranger. We already knew we were getting him from previous stuff, so cool. We know we're getting him. It does say combat cards. I'm going to assume that includes his Zord as well. Which we have not seen. We haven't seen any of the, specifically the Zords. But again, you can check out my previous video if you want to see his preview cards. Cool. Then here's the last couple of things we have. We have Forever Ranger cards. So we had Red Ranger and Blue Ranger. Now we're getting Green Ranger. So the Forever Ranger cards are basically, it's a deck of 20 cards. It's 10 cards with 2 copies of each. They allow you to add these into any other Ranger deck, and they compromise different abilities and skills from every single Ranger. Every single Ranger wears that color. And the idea is that then that way you can either mix and match these with another Ranger, or if you want to take all these different Rangers from different sets and you can mix them with these, and you can make like your own customized Ranger deck. So these are really cool. It just kind of gives you a whole thing. And Green Ranger is really nice because originally it was the Tommy was the 6th Ranger. We've got enough other teams. Zeo, they're showing like SPD on there. And then now we have Mystic Force. There's enough other characters that have Green Rangers as actual Rangers. So, that's cool that we're getting that. Then, to follow that up, we have Forever Yellow. Almost every single set has a Yellow Ranger, so that definitely makes sense. Red, blue, and yellow are like the core 3 colors. So we're getting a bunch there. I mean, look at some of this. Any Ranger may immediately play an attack card. For each hit, the target of that attack suffers. For each hit, the attack suffers, dealing more damage to each other enemy with the same name as the targetable card. Oh, so that's cool. So if like you hit a putty, you can hit multiple putties. Um, I want to go back to previous. I didn't read what was the green one. Ultimate End. Choose one enemy card that has not yet been resolved. If no other face-up card in the spell corresponds with that enemy, defeat that card. Cool. So you can, if they have one last card, you can just auto defeat it. That's pretty cool. And then we have black. We have Forever Black here. Shadow Force, which I actually had to ask who that was. That is Scorpina from Dracon's Dark Rangers. So he made a team of Rangers from people from his coinless world. It says, after resolve this attack, reveal your hand. If it does not contain any attack cards, you may perform an additional attack with 2 dice. That's cool, right? Last minute, and again, you can kind of just get like strengthen or make your own deck. Yeah, so that means we have red, blue, black, yellow. So the only core color we're missing is pink. So I'm assuming we're definitely gonna get a pink. And then we have green. So the only other color we would be missing might be white, but I don't know if there's enough white to go a full Forever White deck. There's Mighty Morphing, there's Wild Force, there's Mystic Force, if you count Uganda. But I don't, top of my head, I can't think of any other White Rangers specifically. And then, like, obviously the last 2 colors would be purple, but there's only been, like, a few purple. Dino Charge, Ninja Storm, and Bulk or Skull, whichever one was that. They're also the Orange Rangers. The other, there's only been a few Orange Rangers. So I don't know if we'll get those or not. Or if they do, I could maybe see doing some of those other colors to do 20 cards, do like 10 cards, so you get 5 different cards with doubles. You know, just small little ones to add to help make up an extra deck. Could be cool. Or even like an Alt Ranger deck type of thing would be neat. I'd love to see a set like this, the Forever type set for like support cards. Like here's like the Alpha or Dr. K set. I'd love to just see like a deck of cards just for support. Even Zordon as a support would also be cool. You don't even have to make a thing for him. Use the dice tower of Zordon's head, or the new Zordon miniature, but a Zordon support deck could be cool as well. Then I think this is the last unlock thing we get. One of the cool things that 20 escalation cards. If you don't know anything about this other than that, my guess, so it says who it targets. So it says monster boss. The other one says something battle. This is where probably battle's taking place. But you're basically to up the difficulty. So I'm guessing you probably flip the like one at a time during a match. Flip these over, it targets them. So it says the Dark Heart. The health value of the second and third monster or boss card is increased by 1 during this battle. It's not terrible, but it's gonna make the game a little bit trickier. So yeah, that's really cool. So we kind of got like enhancements and boost up for the bosses as well. Alright, so that is what we have for Power Rangers Eternal Day 2. So as we unlock more stuff over the next month, again, yeah, I'll probably come back, maybe do some more stuff, hopefully they get some more reveals. But it'll probably maybe be like 2 or 3 videos, maybe like 1 a week or something. I'll let them build up a bunch of stuff. If you guys have suggestions you'd like to see of things you like, Rangers, different decks, cards, what minions. We haven't seen any Foot Soldiers yet. Hopefully we get a couple of Foot Soldiers. Other things like that you'd love to see, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear. Maybe I can drop some ideas in the thing. I'm pretty sure they probably already have everything designed because they want the game out by the end of the year. But, you know, it never helps to throw an ear at them because if they hear a lot of people wanting stuff, they definitely might try and see if they can add it in. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.